everyone, welcome back to In Out Delete, the show where we review both new and older movies. This is Gino.
This is Roberto.
This is Ricardo.
America.
And Gio.
And this is it. This is the end of the year, guys. Our best and the worst of 2020. This is what we're going to do. We're going to basically, we picked the top 3 of our personal choice, personal opinion of the best and the worst of movies of 2020. So, of course, I want to start off with the worst because I want to end it in a good way. America, give us your number 3.
Yeah, let's get this shit out of the way. So sorry, I have my little list right here. 2020's worst, in my opinion, is the New Mutants. That's one of them. That was a movie where I couldn't enjoy anything. Like there was nothing in that movie for me. That just. Yeah. All right, yeah. So New Mutants was my number 1. There was nothing enjoyable for me in that movie. Gino, what's on your list?
You know what? My number 3 of the worst was Mulan.
Wrong one, sorry.
We're celebrating that it's on the worst.
Yeah. Well, I think sorry about that, but in all seriousness, I think because I didn't watch Mulan, can you tell us why it was so bad? You know?
I know you sound so excited with the horns.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a live action version of the cartoon, you know, and
Right.
and so it's more about it keeps the original material of Mulan going to the war, taking place with her father, of course, but it takes away the whole like finding yourself in a way, and also you know the comedic thing that the blend of seriousness and comedicness of the movie of the cartoon, but the live action focuses more of her trying to be herself, but like they added like an elemental thing, like an airbender type shit called chi, so to the movie, and they added a villain that was a woman villain, which it wasn't bad, but it wasn't really needed, and it removed fucking Mushu. Okay, let's just say this: they don't have Mushu in the fucking movie. Okay, they had a little fucking red phoenix bird who makes a. You know what? I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah, we need Mushu. We need Eddie Murphy saying, "It's on your family. It's on your cow." You know, we need that moment, and they didn't keep that. It was just all seriousness throughout the whole movie. There was no funniness.
So it wasn't lighthearted like the animated one. It was very serious.
It was very serious. I know that
it was a drama.
Yeah, and I understand woman empowerment. I'm for it, but this movie was not for it. You know, that's my number 3. Robert, you go for it, man.
All right, my number 3. Before I give my list, I want to say, like, you know, we're not real critics, right? We don't watch everything. You know, real critics, when they put together the list, they have a bigger pool to choose from. So they actually can choose like the worst movies of the year. I will say my lowest 3 are like based on anticipation, you know? They're more letdowns than like true.
Yeah.
Well, some of them are like the worst, but my number 3 is Antebellum. It's number 3. It really disappointed me because like I was really hooked on the trailer. I love the horror aspect of it. You know, we see movies like Get Out, you know, and stuff that really work, and this one was just so misguided that, you know, it has a nice message that we could all get behind, but it just comes off as like, boy, you guys totally missed the mark on that, you know, because we've seen that done so well, and it just didn't work. You didn't care about what was going on, didn't care about any of the characters. It was more message than movie, and when you just pound it over our head, you know, like that, it just doesn't work. So very disappointing. Number 3 for me. Yeah. Ricardo, what's your number 3?
Oh, trip out on this though. It was close to being Antebellum. That's crazy, but I had to go with Mutants. Just because, yeah. So that's 2 for that one. That's crazy. That one. But yeah, that one was like what we said in that episode. It was like so cheesy and like like it's not done. It didn't finish, or something was wrong with it, and everyone
took it out of the oven too early.
Yeah.
Even though it was in there for like 8 years.
Yes. So it's overcooked.
Yeah.
And it was terrible. The character sucked. Like it's something I wished I was so close. It was already December. I was so close to not watching this movie, and we fucking still watched it. So.
That's to torment us one more time.
Yeah, and it made my list. It's fucking crazy. So yeah, I'm going with that one. What about you, Gio? Number 3.
I think number 3 is gonna be Tax Collector. It's just bad, generic, not good
What a
movie.
hater.
Hater. You're a hater, bro.
Yup,
Hater.
100%, bro.
I was an out for that one, I believe. I don't think I deleted it, but it's not good.
So you were out and it still made the list?
To be fair, I didn't delete many things this year.
all right. Fair enough. I guess
So,
you're
like-
hating on the shy. You're hating on the tattoos.
Yeah, dude.
It didn't have
The
enough.
tattoo played
time.
nothing in that movie whatsoever.
He
It's
wasn't
just-
fool enough.
Yeah.
He wasn't down enough for you, yo.
His stocks weren't high enough.
Like I said, like it was just pretty much a rehash of the Chicano storyline. It's like I said, like it's a very generic, drug cartel, conflict movie where they're trying to fight for territory. That's all that movie is. It doesn't really do anything for Hispanic cinema whatsoever.
Not even George Lopez.
It just makes
That's
it
not
just
Woody
It set us
Allen.
back another
just
10
keeps-
years.
pretty much it just keeps portraying that stereotype. We're all narcos and stuff.
But aren't
They
we
go-
all like really
look at Gino in his shirt.
Yeah.
All right, now let's do a number twos. America, you again. Start again.
Oh, so my second one on the list was Mulan.
Wow.
Yeah, I know that was your number 3, Gino. I think there was a little bit more for me in Mulan. I mean, I guess maybe it comes with the expectation that I love Mulan, the animated movie. So I was thinking I was gonna get that, but it was such a letdown. It wasn't funny at all. Mulan is so funny. It's so good. All the songs, I think Mulan has my favorite song of the entire Disney universe in the animated movie. And this one, I think that's why it sucked so bad. It was missing the humor. There were no songs in it. There was nothing like cheery about this movie. And then Mulan again, the whole chi thing, they added that element of chi, whatever that is. And she was just like
The
this,
Force.
like, yeah, the Force. She like
Force.
she was so
yes.
good at using her chi, and she had to hide it. And like Gino said, he brought up like, I'm all for women's empowerment, but this just wasn't it. And that movie really was just like, women fucking rule. Like, and it's like, bro, okay, like why tell us? How about you just show us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it,
So it's missing the magic of the animated.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so bad. I remember the worst scene, I think, the one that offended me the most is when she goes to the matchmaker and there's a spider on the table, right? And so she tries to like hide it or whatever. And I think that was their attempt at being funny. And it's the scene where in the animated Mulan, the matchmaker ends up with the little, the thingy,
Yeah.
the mustache. I think that's what this scene was supposed to be. And it was so bad. It was, did they do it in slow motion where all the dishes like fly up or whatever and she kind of catches
No.
it? Ugh, it just did not work. Mulan, you're such a disappointment. Yeah. So that's my number 2. Gio, what's on your list?
So my number 2 was Artemis Fowl. It was just a
Oh my
horrible
god.
Disney
Good
movie.
choice.
Yeah, it was just bad. Like it tried to be this cool James Bond thing. Like it could have been better. They were trying to go with all these mythical creatures, but it just doesn't play out right. The whole story was just a misunderstanding, which was even stupider. So yeah, it was just bad. It was an all around bad movie. Like good thing it didn't get released in theaters. It just got sent to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, yeah, I still paid for it because I had to pay for Disney Plus, but at least I didn't have to pay for it in the movie theater. So what about you, Robert? What's your middle of those?
My number 2, I'm gonna add another notch to this one's belt. Is the New Mutants.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I mean, I agree. This is total not even disappointment, just a straight up uninteresting movie. It's a total checkout. He's like, I don't give a crap about the characters, the story, and I don't even want to try to find out. This is, I only watched it because we were doing it for this, and even then, it was like, just let me have it on and not pay attention, just to say that I sat through it, because that's how uninteresting it was. It's one thing that saves it from being the absolute worst of the year, and I said that in our episode. It was the bear at the end, but total misfire. Total like the worst kind of bad movie, just uninteresting and boring. You know.
Yeah. Still sticking to the bear. That's what brought you back.
I love that
Yeah.
bear. Honestly, it's amazing that even with that bear, it still made the list. You know, that's how bad everything before it was. You know, but yeah. So now we have that in 3 lists so far. So
Yep.
Ricardo, what's your number 2? Ricardo.
My number 2, like there were so many. Like now you guys reminded me. Like I forgot about the kid movie. That kid movie was bad, but dude, like I don't know if you guys ever watched this one. Like I saw it and it was fucked up because that's the first movie we saw in 2020. Me and America. I saw The Grudge. The Grudge.
Oh my god, that
Oh,
came out
yeah.
this year. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Dude, that shit came out this year. That was the first movie I saw this year, and it was terrible.
Wow.
I was fucking. You guys have you guys watched it?
No.
Not the
Oh
remake.
my
Don't.
god, it was so bad, and it was short. That's one thing, but I have no idea what the fuck was going on, and I remember thinking like, "Wow, this is a real movie." And then I remember texting my cousin because he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go watch it at this time," you know, like the same, like same day, but a different time. And I was like, "Fuck, get it." You should watch it earlier. Like,
Get a
you should-
refund?
No. I wanted him to watch it.
Wait, how is it though compared? Because this is the second American remake, right? How does
Yeah.
it compare to the other one?
Well,
No.
okay,
These
so-
are not. Don't compare them. Just
Yeah,
don't.
No?
Don't even mention his name
I
at the
bad.
family reunion of the Grudge.
because
The Grudge get together. It's not even
Yeah.
invited.
Yeah.
It's so weird. 'cause
It's
they
the
had,
black
like,
sheep of the family.
They changed the story in so many ways. Where like, I don't know. You know what? Watch it, guys. Take a watch, damn it.
From
I
everything you're saying.
highly suggest you don't do that.
because in the first one, do you guys remember the original like American one?
Yeah, the
Kinda,
Sarah
a little
Michelle
bit,
Gellar,
yeah.
bro. Come on.
Yeah. It was actually kind of scary. Like I
Yeah,
remember.
I remember enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember it was kind of cool. And then like this one had nothing like the first one. Like not those scares. It had like different kind of scares where it's
I didn't get scared. That's how you know it's not scary.
America didn't get scared. Trip out on that.
I guess that was kind of like a preview of how shitty 2020 was gonna
Yes.
be.
Yeah,
Was.
crazy enough. Yes. Oh shit. Wow. I like it now.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Gino, what about you? What's your number 2?
Number 2.
Number 2 is Project Power.
Ooh.
Damn,
that's
I
harsh.
like how no one had not mentioned that yet.
I was so close too. I remember.
No,
that wasn't
one-
close to being on my list.
Mine
No?
either.
No,
No.
no,
No, I
that
told
to
you.
me.
You
I liked it more than I liked Wonder Woman 1984.
Wow.
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 Wait. Tell us why it's the worst.
It's just God, let's just say what I remember what I talked about the other episode. It's just I don't find Jamie Foxx's acting really good in this movie. He was just terrible. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was just another sidekick like he did in The Dark Knight Rises, and they had a cool, interesting character, which was like the teenager in the movie, which they didn't take advantage of her. They put her as a side character, but like I find her more better than the other two. And of course, let's just admit it. Fuck you, Machine Gun Kelly. You're the reason why I don't fucking like this. Fuck you. No, I'm kidding, but sort of. No, not really. Fuck you. But yeah, like again, like it's just that movie's just terrible. Take a pill, you got powers. Fuck that movie. Go fuck yourself. That's stupid.
No.
Limitless?
I think that's a pretty cool little thing.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
didn't execute it very well. You know what I mean? They were just like, oh, I put a pill. Oh, I'm on fire now. Like,
Completely
fuck
agree.
that.
I remember the lady the little kid that wants to rap and they completely ignore her story. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Like what you said. It was so.
Yeah, she ends up being like the most important part of that movie, but she doesn't get developed very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it to
I think we
Jamie.
said-
Oh wow,
I think we said
Jamie.
when we watched it, like interesting premise was just horrible, like boring
Execution.
movie. Yeah.
Exactly. It's just they didn't execute it right. I like Jamie Foxx better in Soul because I don't see his fucking face. Now let's get into number 1.
Wow. Here we go.
Damn, the worst
Dun, dun,
movies. Here it
dun.
is.
Worst movie of the year, America.
So me, what
Damn,
is my
you,
worst movie of the year?
you gotta explain before you say it. How about that?
Let me explain this movie. It was boring. It took place in Victorville. It's about one of the best movies ever made, Citizen Kane.
Wow.
Wow.
To me,
Wow.
the worst movie of the year was Mank.
Wow.
I think it comes down to that it
Damn.
was kind of a pretentious movie, just based on the fact that it's based on the making of Citizen Kane or the writing of Citizen Kane. It's supposed to tell us, and we're supposed to care about the guy who wrote this movie. It's too much. It really was so pretentious. Like it made itself a movie, an old movie, just like Citizen Kane. And then it just had the audacity to be so freaking boring and not informative at all. Like, what was it, like 2 hours and something?
Yeah.
2.5
No.
hours.
What a
Yeah.
waste of time. I didn't learn anything. It wasn't enjoyable. It was like such a mockery of like old school movies.
Great director, great actors, and it
You
didn't-
had so much potential.
I know.
You were set up to win, and
I-
you just like dropped the ball.
Fumbled.
Yeah, Mank, it was not your year.
Wow.
No.
Ooh,
Ricardo.
What's
Well, I'm next.
yeah,
alright.
do it. Worst
Number
movie of the
one.
year.
Okay, so it's crazy because I already heard it from one and then the other. So like, come on, this one, there's 3 people already. It has to be Mulan. Dude, it's whatever you guys said, it's all true. Mushu was the main thing. Like I was like, oh my god. But dude, if you watch like Wonder Woman, the first one, or like, dude, Terminator 2, you know, watch Terminator 2, Alien, that's woman empowering. You know, like that's how you do a movie like oh shit, you know, like you watch it and you're like, whoa, these fucking girls could kick ass.
Right.
This one starts off and she's a little kid and she's fucking doing magic crazy flips. And I was like, what the hell's going on? I was just looking at her like, this movie is by far the worst movie I've seen in years. Not even in
Wow.
this year, years. It's
Wait. Were
so-
you a fan of the animated one? Like the
I love the animated one.
Yeah.
I loved it. And it's one of my favorite ones, you know? So like when I watched this, I was just like, I already knew it was gonna be bad, first of all, because of Mushu. Eddie Murphy's not there. What the fuck? Where's the sense of humor and the laughter, you know? This movie's not funny, first of all. The movie's not funny at all. What are you doing? It's a Disney movie. It's supposed to be funny. The bad guy is a girl, but then it's a guy, and it's
It busted a Spider-Man 3. Too many villains.
my forehead was red by the end of this because I kept hitting my head like, what the fuck am I watching? It sucks, you know, because it's me. I'm not that much of a hater, but damn. The worst part though, the worst part of all this, is that you had to pay $30
Oh.
to watch this bullshit. $30 bucks?
Yeah.
You know, like
Good thing
and my
I
boys
waited.
watching, thank you for paying, but damn. Like you fucking paid $30 for this shit. Wow. The worst movie of the year is by far Mulan. I guarantee you. Watch it, Robert.
Well, with those endorsements, sure.
Well, at least you don't have to pay the 30
All right,
bucks. so-
Robert, what do you think? Oh, what's your number one?
Okay, so my number one worst movie
Trump
of the
said-
year, in my opinion.
Drum roll.
Sorry, it's already been mentioned here, but for me, it's Artemis Fowl.
Oh, shit.
That to me, it's the biggest misfire of the year because like it's supposed to be kind of like this new Harry Potter franchise. You know, they bet a lot on this movie,
Yeah.
and it doesn't work on any level whatsoever. Nothing in this movie works. Absolutely nothing. Like
Yeah.
there's not one, you know, in a lot of these movies we always like say like, oh yeah, the cinematography was good or this was good, right? Like
Yeah.
this had nothing going for it. Absolutely nothing. Maybe the sound design, I don't know, but that's pretty far down the list. But it's a total, you know, I coined the phrase when we first reviewed it, but a checkout movie where I just like I don't want to sit through this, but I have to because we have to talk about it. So I'm just gonna sit here, have the TV on, and let my brain wander off and go somewhere else while this finishes because it's such a terrible experience. I had no idea what was going on, and I didn't want to find out because
Yeah.
nothing interesting is going on. And just like Disney, they just the fact that they were trying to set up this franchise, they were already cashing their checks for the sequels, and the fact that it was so horrible, and they knew it too because they just buried it on Disney Plus, saying like, you
Yeah.
know what, oops, like we fucked up here, let's put it here, and hopefully nobody will pay
Find
attention
it.
and call us out on it. Yeah. That's
No,
the
nobody
most,
calls us out.
that's the most miserable time I've had this year watching a movie was that. So it has to be Artemis Fowl for me.
Dude, that one got lucky that Mulan was terrible.
It
You know
got
what? I
lucky.
didn't
It was
see
so
Mulan.
bad. I forgot about it.
Yeah, I didn't see Mulan, so maybe I don't know. But I can't see anything being worse than this, honestly.
You guys are right. That one was
Yeah.
pretty bad.
So yeah, that's number one for me. Gino, what about you?
Man, Robert, me and you got the same number one. Artemis Fowl. Oh, it doesn't even deserve a shrug. It deserves this. Fuck that. Yeah, that movie was just so terrible. Like, I felt like almost every side character of that movie had like a fucking a pack of cigarette a day because they had that weird raspy voice they're doing.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's Artemis
Who are
Fowl."
you?
Because like it to the point of like Dark Knight, right? Like Dark Knight Batman, like and of course we got this weird like fucking mixture of like Harry Potter, like Josh Gad played that character. It's supposed to be a mixture of what's that dude's name with the beard?
Hagrid?
Hagrid and like with 20 packs of cigarette a fucking day, like yes, I used to be our starter syndicate and it's just you're a fucking villain.
And even Judy Dench comes out like, where are you? Where's the But it's like the director had one direction, like Dark Knight, do that right there.
Yeah.
They basically played the Dark Knight like no, not the cinematography, not the real acting, not the real story, just the voice of Christian Bale. Just all cut-ups of him talking.
Dude, you know what I pictured? You ever seen that meme with Ben Affleck when he's smoking and he's all disappointed? That's the producer.
Dude, and that movie was just bad all around. And then like Robert said, like it was doomed to fail. It was doomed to fucking fail. Like it. And Disney were like, oh my god, I'm glad we didn't put it in theaters. I bet they're like, thank you, Corona. Disney, you're up there.
Thank Corona for that one.
Yeah.
Sure.
Fucking Walt Disney's up there watching us and shit. I bet the fucking execs up there like, oh, thank you, make us dodge the bullet, except the Corona. Now our parks is closed. but yeah, dude, that is my number one worst movie of all time this year. Like
of all time?
No, sorry.
This
Well, actually, no, it's runner up of all time.
Wow.
Jesus.
It ranks in all time. It makes the list.
Well, like this is by far my number one this year. Gio, what is your number one?
I'm actually excited to hear this. I don't
Me
know
too.
what it's gonna be.
I think it's a very obvious one. It's a movie we saw a couple weeks ago, actually.
Oh, hater.
It's the Dolly Parton Christmas
Ah,
movie.
come on.
Hated my time watching that.
Come on. That's like shooting a puppy.
Christmas
Dude.
angel.
Come on.
No.
That's total haterade right there.
Dude.
It was released this year, so it's
That's
eligible
like
to be on the
that's
list.
like saying a baby's ugly. Come on. You don't say it.
Like, to be fair, like out of all the movies we saw, I think this one was like one of the ones where I thoroughly wanted my time back. And like
Yes,
I'm usually
the thing is you're right, but also come on.
yeah, because
I mean, it's kind of hard. I agree. It's not even a movie, but to say that Artemis Fowl is better than this movie, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I laughed when
all right. So the thing for a musical, the music has to be catchy or pretty good. This didn't have that. The acting was high school acting. Dolly Parton.
See, but that's what gives
that was just pretty bad.
That's what gives it its entertainment value.
No,
right?
no.
Because there's
Like,
bad, there's
gotta
boring,
agree,
there's
Robert.
boring bad where you just can't stand it, and there's so bad that it's like, wow, I can't believe I'm watching this train wreck that it's entertaining, right?
Yeah, but this wasn't entertaining at
Yes, it
all.
was.
It wasn't.
kind of.
I think I deleted it when we
It's
watched
like
it.
If,
No, yeah, you did.
It's like
Yeah.
if Macy's made a Macy's Plus and you paid $2 a month to watch extended commercials, and like
No.
it's funny.
It was
in that
it was
way,
bad.
you know?
It was
Not gonna lie,
bad. That
Gio.
twist was just pretty bad. The whole like
What was the twist? I don't even remember.
The
That-
son, the
Son.
preacher
pastor-
guy that she's
Oh,
been
yeah,
fighting the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
time is actually her son
Yeah.
that she gave up for adoption because her dad, who was the mayor or whatever, was like,
man,
It's a
you're being a
Christmas support.
total, you're being a total Grinch right now,
Yeah,
man.
it's a
Exactly,
Christmas
bro.
movie,
Total
dude.
Grinch.
this is my list. I'm sticking to it.
Fair
I
enough.
know
It
I
was
said
just
earlier
bad,
this
like-
is our
Gio's a
opinion,
Jehovah or
whatever, but I'm
something.
judging you hard right now, dude.
You're a Jehovah?
He's not a Christian!
But yeah, like out of all the movies that we saw, like all the other ones, like I've been able to find something. This one, no, it wasn't anything.
You were supposed to put the goggles on.
No, on this one, it broke the goggles because that's how bad it was.
The goggles do nothing.
It was bad.
Yeah, to me that was, and it was towards the end too of 2020.
Yeah.
But
Fresh on your mind, huh?
yeah, I think it's also probably some recency bias, but it's still bad.
Now moving on to the best movies of 2020.
Yeah.
Looking forward to what we have in store in this list. But that being said, America, go for it.
Number 3.
So-
What's your number 3?
Looking on the positive side of 2020, my third best movie of 2020 was Palm Springs. It was a movie I definitely wasn't looking forward to, although there was a lot of talk about it online. Can you stop?
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, you were a hater on that one, huh?
Yeah, Palm Springs, it definitely like kind of like came out of nowhere and
Mhm.
like it surprised me. Like it was weirdly good. I don't know how good it stands up to like a rewatching, but definitely on its first watch, it was good. I liked it. So that's my number 1. Or my number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gino, what's
My
your number
number-
3?
So my number 3, and I bet you guys are already expecting this, Bill and Ted Face the Music
Oh!
That-
Good one, yeah.
is my number 3. Yeah, like Keanu. He won me, bro. And of course, I love the fucking movies. I love the chemistry between him and Alex Winter. And I gotta put my hair down for this because I'm fucking going for it because I love that movie so much. That
Oh
it
my
deserves
God.
my number 3. It was
Keanu
fun.
Reeves, is that you?
Is that you, Kiana?
I am here on the show.
I gotta say that movie was surprisingly like heartwarming. I didn't expect
Yeah.
to like it as much as I did.
And of
Yeah.
course, dude, and then and like I love the other, well, one of the 2 new characters they brought into the show, into the movie, where it was like they played the daughters of Bill and Ted, and you know what? It kept the momentum of the first one and mixed in a little bit from the second one, and I really enjoyed it. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, just because they delayed so long of not only the pre-production but also like the post-production, and they hit the mark for me, bro. Number 3. Sadly, it wouldn't be the 2 or 1, but at least number 3 for me. Oh, I want to watch the movie again. Gio, what about you? Another Christmas movie, I'm assuming?
Number 3.
Nope.
Numero 3.
Actually, I have the same number 3.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bill
it
and
was.
Ted?
Wow.
Yeah, it was Bill and Ted. It was a pleasant
Damn.
surprise. Like
That's
it was
really fun.
like it was a fun, enjoyable movie. It kind of, I hadn't seen 1 and 2 beforehand. Like when was it? So I liked the first one, and this one felt more like that number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, because number 2 was kind of but so it was that fun and like cool, crazy adventure thing. So I really enjoyed it. So yeah, number 3 is Bill and Ted.
cool.
What about you, Roberto?
My number 3 is gonna be a little bit out of left field, I think.
Okay.
But my number 3 is called The Vast of Night.
How's that?
That.
that's right.
I reviewed this on our Instagram Friday Flick things. It's a little bit of a cheat because technically it premiered at a film festival in 2019, but it got released by Amazon in 2020. So for
Alright.
mass audiences, it got released in 2020. It's like a sci-fi story about this. It's set in the 50s, about
Mhm.
this radio operator, this girl radio operator who like receives like this strange phone call of somebody who's seeing lights in the sky. And then she starts hearing all these weird noises, and she partners up with this radio DJ to like find out like who else is anybody else seeing these lights in the sky. And it's so cool because it's kind of, the trailer made it seem like a Stranger Things type like sci-fi adventure, and in a way it is, but it's all dialogue driven. Like it's not
Okay.
heavy special effects. Like there's no like spaceships like fucking shooting like Mars attacks and all that. It's all driven by like conversation and stuff. But like there's like super long takes of like the girl taking calls and stuff, and then like you get a strange call with some noises and just the cameras like zooming in. The atmosphere in this movie is so great, and I can't recommend it enough. Like I love the mood that it sets in. It's kind of like framed as a what's it called, Twilight Zone episode.
Mhm.
Like it has like that intro like Twilight Zone
Oh.
style, and then it kind of goes into the TV. It's so good. I think you guys would appreciate the movie, just like the filmmaking behind it, the craft behind it. It's so damn good.
Trip out on this though.
Yeah.
My younger brother, he was like, "Hey, I just saw that movie that you guys recommended."
Yeah.
I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then he told me this one, the one you just
The
said.
Best
He
of
said that
Night,
it was
yeah.
so good. Yeah, he was telling me how good it was.
Oh, he liked it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm glad I
Yeah.
reached at
Yeah.
least one person, because like I for me, like it's the type of movie that I would watch, because like if you like movies like Close Encounters and stuff that deals with like the communication between like extraterrestrials and all that stuff, I'm a sucker for that. So I saw the trailer, I was like, man, I'm all in for this, and I absolutely loved it. Like I adored it. But it's like it went under the radar, and I saw like it has like bad ratings on IMDb because it really is all dialogue. It's just like long, drawn out scenes of people talking. So it's not like fucking spaceship shooting like Independence Day. And I think that turns a lot of people off. But I think you guys would really appreciate it. And I wish I could just go on top of a mountain and scream this movie for everybody to watch. Like I absolutely love this movie. That's my number 3.
I'm gonna have to watch that then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where can we watch this again?
It's available on Amazon Prime.
Alright.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually gonna rewatch it. I was gonna rewatch it before, but I haven't had enough time. But I'm gonna rewatch it. Ricardo, what about you?
Okay, so this year had really bad movies, but these good ones, it was so hard to pick number 3 for me. Like I was struggling right now, like hours before this, like it was I can't think of that 3, you know. So like, can I give shout outs? Nah, I can't.
Shout it out, bro.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable
Yeah.
mentions.
Oh, we'll do honorable mentions at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But there was 2 honorable mentions that like
So we're
they were
gonna do it
so
at the
close.
end. So just move
Yeah,
on to
yeah.
your number.
So they were so close, but I think I have to go with the Borat sequel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I loved the movie. I loved it. You guys watched it?
I
I
saw it.
didn't.
Yeah.
You haven't? You watched it?
No,
I loved it, and I was watching with America, and I was thinking like, wow, we should have reviewed it. And I don't know, like I feel like it was different from the first one. Obviously, the first one is a little bit better, actually. I'm gonna be honest, but
Of course.
this
It was so timely.
yeah, and it was just like what do you call it? It had the pandemic on it. It had the Trump thing. It had everything that is relevant, and he is so funny, but the daughter that comes out in this movie stole the fucking show. I couldn't believe it. I was like, who is this girl that should win an Oscar? I'm telling you right now, if she's not nominated
Wow.
You know
for
what?
an Oscar,
Nice.
I
I
totally
am
agree.
fucking tripping out.
I totally agree with you, man. I remember watching it, and I 100% agree, because like I remember hearing about the sequel, and I go, how is he gonna do this again? Since Borat has become this big known character throughout the United States. Even in the movie made fun of that. Like he's walking down the street like,
Yeah.
dude, you're Borat, you're
Yeah.
that guy. And he's like, oh no, I'm not. I'm just another citizen. You know what I mean? He kept in character throughout the whole movie. And I wonder, how is he still gonna sneak into these like peep businesses or anything as Borat without knowing he's Borat? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the daughter kind of blended in with it and actually like did most of the Borat things that he did in the first one.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
carried the movie on her shoulders.
Dude.
Yeah.
And there's scenes where she's by herself. She's not even with fucking Borat. She's just doing it on her own, and like she's recording these scenes, and I was like dying of laughter. Like she is so good. I was like, what? Who is this? For reals. This is a great movie, and like then I read about the background, like how he filmed it and like the shit that he has to go through and how he had to wear a bulletproof vest. Like, wow, this shit is fucking real and a good message at the end. So I love the movie. I had a good time and it's a great laugh. Great laugh. So watch it. I recommend it. That's my number 3. So next is
Back to America. Numero dos.
Oh, we're on number 2 already?
Yep.
Okay. My number 2 of the best of 2020 is Devil All the Time.
Wow.
This one like really stood out to me. I mean, it was a movie full of like really bad stuff, and I think this was one of the first ones that like really got to me. Like, I'm a movie. Like, you should have seen this in theaters. Like, even though if it was a Netflix original, like it was so good. I loved the way that they messed with like time. I don't know. It was just such a compelling story, I think. And it had Batman and Spider-Man. They both gave really, really good performances.
They're not just superheroes. Huh?
Yeah, it's crazy because this is like the time of Robert Pattinson right now. Like, he really went from Twilight to what he's giving us now. You know, I'm kind of gonna forget Tenet because I didn't like that. Really?
You gotta add that in the list.
But yeah, this movie really surprised me. It was so good. Yeah, it's my number 2. Gino, what's your number 2?
Numero dos.
And I guess I'm gonna say this. This is expected number 2 on my end, since if any of you guys know, or even the fans who's watching this know me.
No.
Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah.
That was this year?
You have my favorite list so far.
I know. Yeah.
Man, Bad Boys for Life. What can I say, man? Love Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Even though I dislike the fact that they focused more on Mike Lowry. Mike Lowry. You know, I want less of Mike Lowry. All right, you know. And of course, man, like the chemistry, of course, like Bill and Ted, the chemistry between Will Smith and Martin Lawrence was great. They kind of kept the old like style from the first one in a way, but sadly, it was not directed by Michael Bay, but she had a cameo, and of course, you know, it revolves around fucking Will Smith's character Mike Lowry, and of course, he goes against the cartel because the cartel has some beef with him because he did some undercover shit that we didn't know about. I don't know. It was just random plot shit. And then all of a sudden he has a son. Boom, 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 whatever. But other than that, action overall was great. The comedy was great. Of course, it's going to be my number 2. I had to put it in my list. That being said, we're at Cardo. What's your number 2?
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay, so for my number 2 is the same as America's, The Devil All the Time. Dude, that movie, Robert Pattinson and Spider-Man are fucking too good. Great story, great visual, like the way it looked. It was just like my type of movie. It's dark as fuck too. So I love movies like that. Love it. And it gives you like some hope at the end that makes you feel like little butterflies in your stomach. It made me feel so many things at like this whole movie. So it's a great watch, and I can't wait to watch it again. I always take like 5 years or 4 to watch a movie like this again, just so I could be like fucking fresh. And I love movies like this. I can't say enough, and I wish I watched this in theaters. So this is my number 2. So Gio, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Palm Springs.
Oh.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. It was a nice little kind of like updated version of Groundhog's Day. Yeah, so I love Groundhog's Day. The chemistry between Andy Samberg and don't really know her name.
Milioti.
Yeah, that girl. And then J.K. Simmons in this is pretty funny. It's like the way he just shows up and just shoots him in the back with a freaking arrow out of nowhere was pretty funny. It was nice. A little weird and different. You don't know. It kind of gives you doesn't really let you know what's real and what's fake. What about you, Gina?
It's Robert.
Robert. My bad.
It's gonna sound like a broken record, but my number 2 is also Palm Springs.
Oh,
Yay.
This was a great movie. I think for me, best screenplay of the year. I think if we were handling that out, it's just such a well-made movie. It's just a well-crafted movie. Like everything that was set up was paid off in a satisfying way. Gio mentioned the chemistry, and it really, I said it when we reviewed it, but it hit me like on a deeper level, you know, because the whole pandemic time thing. Andy Samberg was great. This is all around. I think this is a really, really, really solid movie, and it's just so enjoyable, you know. And I think we've all kind of said the same things on it because it's so good. So yeah, number 2, Palm Springs.
And now, the number one.
Now, number 1,
Number 1.
Erica.
My number 1 movie is another Netflix original. I'm thinking of ending things.
Wow.
Yeah. That was my number 1. And what's the guy's name? I don't like his movies. I'm always
Charlie
like
Kaufman.
Charlie Kaufman. I'm not the biggest fan of his just because his movies are so like, I don't know, I feel like I'm being suffocated. So they're not very watchable for me. But this movie fucking got to me. Like it was such a trip to watch this movie. I didn't fully understand it the first time I watched it, but and even saying that, like it's so rewatchable. Like when we reviewed it, and you guys told me like, oh, this guy was like the janitor, whatever. Like, wow, you know, I watch it again. Like it just gave me like, so it all just stuck that time, you know. I don't know, it was so good. It was such a trip. Like it feels like the pandemic did. Like it's been 10 years and it's also been no time at all, you know, like, but it did take up our whole year. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just such a good movie to me. Like,
yeah, because that's one of those movies that I gotta rewatch again, because especially the way we watched it the first time, it was terrible.
Oh yeah.
So like people were playing pool right there, and it's just like, damn, I didn't watch it right. And that's one of those movies I have to watch again. But yes, that's cool. That's a good pick.
Yeah. So I guess, Ricardo, what's your number 1?
My number 1 was The Five Bloods. Oh,
whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love The Five Bloods. Spike Lee is, for some reason, at his older age, is becoming like 10 times better now. Like his movies are just like, wow.
Like wine. He's aging like wine.
Yeah, he is. And it's just like, wow, he's becoming a really, really great filmmaker. Like I already liked his movies, but like now it's just like, he got it. And I think this movie is great message too. And great acting. Oh my God, the dialogue in this movie. Palm Spring, move over. This shit's dialogue and the script in this is so great, and like the way they filmed it and the way he remember that guy with the what did he have? Yeah, and he had monologue that he's just going at it and it's fucking crazy. So good. The feeling you get when you fucking like when that guy is stepping on the
mine.
Yeah, it's fucking intense. The whole movie is so good, and it's funny too. So I can't get enough, and I can't wait to watch it again in like years. But I am gonna watch it again, and that is my number 1 pick. So,
that's a good movie. That's
right.
And I kind of forgot about that too.
Great pick, and it sucks because I could have watched it in theater. We couldn't watch it in theater, so. But Netflix is
Netflix
fucking
is on
people.
a roll.
Yeah, Netflix is in a row. So, Gino, what's your number 1?
Oh. Dolly Parton's Christmas. No, I'm kidding.
Totally.
So my number 1 is Devil All the Time. That movie hit me hard as number 1. Like it's hard to explain because you guys already talked. We already talked about it within ourselves, and it's just that movie hit me like differently. It got me out of my comfort zone. Let's just say that it wasn't your typical like movie that builds you in slowly of shit going down. It just throws you in there, and I wasn't ready for it, and I did not hate my time watching it. Of course, Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, my Batman. No, I'm kidding. He's not fully my Batman yet, but You know, they're great. They're both great in that movie, and I felt their character too. So, I mean, that's my number one. You know, sadly, it wasn't Bad Boys and Bill and Ted, but this one took.
Yeah.
What about you, Gio?
I don't really have a number one. That's the thing. Like, I think I might just end up going with Saul as my number one.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Like, it
That's
was a
nice.
nice little, you know, end to the year that is this crappy year where it's just like
Not a bad pick.
it makes you kind of appreciate everything that you have
Yeah.
because right now we don't have much or like you can't really do much, so it's like just appreciate what you have because it could be worse.
Mhm.
So it was a nice
I
little
do have
message.
toilet paper.
And your health.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't, yeah, I think it was a nice little cherry on top of this crap Sunday that was 2020. But let's see who's next. Roboito?
All right. So my number one is gonna sound like a broken record again, but my number one movie of 2020 is The Devil All the Time. It's like everybody said, it was, I think, the best experience I've had this year watching a movie. Just like being so absorbed into the story, into the filmmaking. You know, I think I would give best director to this guy who directed it. It's so good. It's like I said, all the performances were just spot on and top notch. You know, it's just, and it's such a bleak movie, you know. But like Ricardo said, it does have a little bit of hope, you know. So it does kind of, even with all the shit that's going down, you know, it does kind of give you like a little bit of hope at the end. But man, I think the craft on this movie is just, it was second to none this year. And I can't say enough about it. And like I said, the best experience, you know, watching a movie, because like we didn't know about this movie. Like it's not like a comic book movie or something where we knew almost nothing going into it. So the movie really had to like hook us and like get us into its story, and it did all that. And then I love the fact that it's like a slow burn, but it's not boring. Like you're interested, you're engaged in everything that's going on. And there's so many storylines that are going on, and yet they all kind of converge at
Yeah, that's great
some
writing
points.
right there.
And it pays off so well. And it's dark as fuck. Yeah, it's just so good. You can't say enough about this movie. And obviously I think it's reflected in all of our lists. You know, we all, except for Gio, I don't know what the fuck he's thinking. But we all have it at the top or near the top. And I think there's a reason for that. I think obviously this is like the best of the year.
For sure.
Yeah. Damn, dude. I feel kind of bad that like Gio's the one who said Soul, and it was such a good movie. It did really kind of like wrap up our year, right? Be
I
appreciative.
like-
and we're all like, we like all this other shit.
I mean, I think I do try to avoid like kind of that recent bias,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I always like to let movies like marinate a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe like if we are doing like honorable mentions, I might put that in there because it was so good and it did hit me like on such a deep level.
Also, I'm a kid at heart, so yeah.
Oh
Yeah. I did make the list before I watched it. So like it would have been really hard to crack it and like move another one off. So if we are giving honorable mentions, I'll give mine. I mean, I'll put Soul in there. Tenet, just because I was entertained and I love Christopher Nolan. And Ricardo reminded me the Five Bloods. I kind of had forgotten how good that movie was.
Yeah, that movie.
Yeah, so
oh, dude, like you got to give a shout out to that the Black Panther. He was really good.
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman. Yeah.
Yeah.
My honorable mentions is my number 3 would be Thinking of Ending Things, Tenet, and my number 1, which really conflicted me, and Ricardo actually picked it, was The Five Bloods.
I can't believe it wasn't in none of you guys' list. You guys.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, it
would have
me.
been top 5. It would have been top 5 if we had the
Exactly.
top 5.
Exactly.
I don't
top
think I was
5.
even fully in on that one.
Really?
Like I don't
Wow.
Wow.
I remember I think not like
I'm gonna end your
liking it.
camera.
Bye.
I'm trying to remember when was it from when we recorded. Like I don't think I was like completely in on it. I think I was on,
I
a bit
love
on the
that
fence. I
movie,
think on
man.
that one.
Yeah, that honestly, I kind of forgot about the Five Bloods, but that would be in my honorable mentions. I remember the most memorable scene for me is when the guy decides to go and look for the treasure by himself, and he's singing. What is that song? I don't think he's even singing it.
Marvin
And
Gaye's
That Marvin Gaye song.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
remember.
and I'd never, that's such a good song. I'd never listened to the lyrics, and in the context that they use it, oh my God. Like,
You're
I
right.
fucking felt that, like, I don't know, I'm not a fucking war veteran, but Jesus Christ, that was such a strong moment. That movie was so good. It was funny. It had you like so tense, like,
and I remember,
I can't believe it didn't make my list.
we watched it with the veteran.
We did watch it with the veteran.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And
Black
he
Vietnam.
was like, dude, this is like, I feel this. Like,
Yeah.
this is
I think if Delroy Lindo was the guy who sings that song, who has that monologue, if he doesn't win Academy Award this year, it's all bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it's all fucking bullshit. Yeah.
Robert Pattinson, move over. No, I don't know. Because they're gonna go against each other, I think.
No, because Robert Pattinson would be supporting character. Well,
him too.
yeah, I guess he would be too.
supporting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but fuck the Oscars. Preemptively.
I got three.
Go for it.
One of them was the what do you call it? The trial of Chicago. The
Chicago 7?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
You didn't watch that? That one was really, really good. I remember I was like, damn, because it was close to being my number one. Great acting and the great story. And if you don't like reading books or watching documentaries, just watch this shit. It's really entertaining and it's funny as fuck. So you check it out. It's on Netflix. It's free. Gio, it's free. It's on Netflix. Another one will be the documentary with David Arquette as a wrestler.
You can't kill David Arquette.
You cannot kill David Arquette. Check that out, guys. I'm telling you, the music is so good. Everything is so funny, and I watched it twice already. I showed other people. I was telling other people that movie was so entertaining. But again, I love wrestling, so I don't know. It hit me a different way. It's a good watch. I suggest you guys watch it. If not, I'll pick it. We'll watch it together. And my last one would be Soul. Obviously, Soul was really good, and it's still in my mind. It's a good watch. Yeah. What about you, Gio?
I think I only have two honorable mentions, really. Was it I did enjoy Bad Boys. Like, I hadn't seen, like, it wasn't until I think I saw that one that I saw the whole series. So that was enjoyable. Like, I didn't hate my time. So it was good. I wasn't actually
It's
in
a
on that
pretty
one.
low bar. I didn't hate my time. It's on my list.
It's on my list. No, it was fun and entertaining. Like, it was like a good, shoot 'em up at action kind of movie. Like, and one, I know you guys probably hate it, but I liked it just because
Mulan.
just like the tension that there was Greyhound. That Tom Hanks
Oh,
movie.
I like that one.
Yeah, I think that one was good. I think the tension that they have in that movie, it just doesn't let off at all. Like, they just it's all kind of just one night or couple nights, I think I should say. Yeah, it's mainly just Tom Hanks in that movie doing everything. But yeah, just the struggle of just trying to maintain all the ships in that convoy alive.
Yeah, that's
World
one of
War
those
II.
movies that I feel like I'll probably switch, because I think I was an out, I think if I watch it again, I'll switch it up.
Considering that we're at the end of the year and we watched a lot of trash,
Yeah.
kind of got bumped up.
And another one I would switch will be the Palm Springs. I'll probably be an
Yeah, I bet you would. Are you deleted?
Because I wasn't in. I switched it in the episode.
That's only because, like, in real life, we take a lot of trips, and I love going to Palm Springs. And he's like, that place is boring. There's nothing to do, But now you realize, like, it's, in a place where in 2020 you can't do anything at all. Renting an Airbnb in Palm Springs doesn't sound that bad.
I feel like maybe if I watch it again, it's not as good. Maybe.
But you're saying that you would bump it up. So,
no, I said I'll switch to an out.
Yeah, that's
still a bump up.
I didn't delete it. I wasn't in when I was.
No, he's going down.
Oh, you would go down. Oh, yeah. You still don't want to go to Palm Springs now. I'll go by myself.
It was a great year. kind of.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
No, it
a
wasn't.
very lean year. Not a lot
Yeah.
to pick from, but still, just like any other year, some great movies got released.
That's our list of best and worst movies of 2020, y'all. Now let's get ready for 2021 movies. And what we're starting off the year with, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, starring the late Chadwick Boseman, which is his final film. I've been looking forward to it since his passing, so I can't wait to watch. To get off this sad note, America, what is the pick? Well, your pick, your first pick of the year.
So my first pick, and something that I actually very recently watched, is a Netflix original from Mexico called "I'm No Longer Here."
Ooh.
I told you guys about this a few episodes back,
Mhm.
and it already it just touched my little heart. So I'm hoping that you guys enjoy that.
Tune in next episode for that, and please follow us on Instagram @InOutDelete Reviews, Twitter @InOutDelete, and of course YouTube @InOutDelete. Just search us, we're there. Don't follow the other stuff that's Adobe Premiere Pro, whatever crap that's in the list. Just look for the logo, our logo. That's there.
Oh, look at that!
Mm.
Look at that! Look at that!
Where your shirts
Shout
at,
out.
y'all? Where your shirts at?
You can find it on eBay. Oh, New Year!
Yeah. So Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Let's
Happy New Year.
erase 2020 a little bit. Just don't erase the part that says Laker championship and the Dodgers.
Dodger championship.
Yes, Dodgers. So other than
Oh.
that, you can erase the rest, and don't erase our 3 best. That's it.
Hopefully 2021 will be a better year for movies and a better year for human beings as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please be safe and see you next time. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.